to help us out today. When we think of you, we include you in everything we do. And to pray for the roommate, family, and their loss yesterday. We just pray for a good day today. Oh, help us at work. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, let's go. Let us partake in going. So from here, we have all these other ones. I don't even want to use those anymore. From here to here. Here. Interesting candle. Here to here. All right, we're just about to get ready to launch off. Here we go. It is starting right now. Right as we speak. Let's freaking get it. Let's get it, baby. Drops. That is what was it yesterday?
Hi, I'm Sam, one of the coaches here at Hola Prime. And in this video, I'm going to give you a short glimpse into my life beyond the charts. Outside of the charts, I love to cook. Anything with fresh local ingredients has a thumbs up for me. And when the weather's good, I like to go out, have a quick jog, keep myself healthy. I started trading almost 15 years ago, and believe me when I say it wasn't an easy journey. There was a lot of ups and downs, mostly downs at the beginning, and it took me, I would say, almost 10 years before I could actually call myself a trader. Personally, I like to travel. I like to go to different places, see different cultures, meet new people. I also like a good spa day, you know, just sit there by a pool, relax, get a massage. You know, you can see from the screens behind me, it's just a lot of stress, a lot of digits, a lot of moving, a lot of fast moving markets. You can't spend your whole day in front of a screen. You will burn out, and sadly, you probably won't be as successful as if you just relaxed a bit more.
Hola Prime, trade with transparency.
Hey, I'm Troy Epperson. I'm one of the coaches at Hola Prime, and this is a little glimpse of me outside or beyond the charts. Outside of trading, I play golf with my son. As you can see, I have a laptop and multiple screens. I've been trading for about 15 years on my own and about 25 years before that, even with a lot of interest in the market. I've realized over time that it's not about the strategy or the method. It's about implementing whatever that strategy or method is, which is super, super important to become consistent as a trader. Everybody wants to get profitable and make thousands of dollars a day, literally overnight, but it's about taking those small incremental trades just over time, taking the same boring pattern over and over again that creates that consistency and develops discipline to make money trading currencies, futures, or stocks, or whatever you're trading. Golf is great because the parallels with trading are immense. Discipline, doing the same thing over and over again, getting your setup correct, knowing when to do a layup and when to actually go for it. All of those things apply to trading. Balance is super important and is the edge when it comes to trading. We want to be consistent, but at the same time, you've got to be patient, and you need to be able to reach out and ask a coach a question and never feel guilty about doing that. And there's no bad question. Every question is a great question because it helps you enhance your intelligence and your knowledge of the market. Last bit about me. I hope to see you soon in a live trading session. And remember, we're just looking for one good trade. And once we find that one good trade, we're going to do it again and again and again. I'll see you then.
Hola Prime, trade with transparency.
Hi there, my name is Paul, trading coach at Hola Prime, and this is a peek.
Man, tired. Alright, we're here.
You must have a plan to tackle each hole of the course, combined with sound mechanics to execute each shot. Comparably in trading, Plans and strategies are important to build and refine, but precise execution matters equally. That's a brief bit about me. I look forward to seeing you in a live trading session soon and expanding our trading horizons together.
All right. Trades moved so fast this morning.
Hola Prime.
All right, let me try to trade this growth one
transparency.
on Tradeify here. I'm pretty aggressive these evals here. I'm gonna do the 5 pounds. 3
Hi, I'm Daryl, one of the coaches here at Hola Prime. Join me as I unwind after a long day of trading and coaching. So, like I was describing, I like to get out on the trails, take a break from trading, kind of relax my mind, get some fresh air, get some sunshine. It's not bad that I have a number of trails right in my backyard. This one's about a 3-mile trail, and just over that hill right there is the Pacific Ocean. Sometimes I'll take a drive through the canyons and unwind my mind, but oftentimes grab the dog, come up here on
guys,
the trail.
if you're here right now in the morning,
just sit here.
please go ahead and hit the like button. We got
And
1,600 people on the stream with only 200 likes.
All right. I don't even know what we're doing today. We're just gonna be in the market, doing our thing, doing our thing. What do we know about pre-market? We know where any accumulation was happening. Anything that might stand out.
Order filled.
Those are all lower lows. Those aren't lower lows though.
Stub filled.
A little scary to jump off in. But we are on our way. Guess we should have stayed in right there. Damn. Damn. Okay. Yeah, we should have. No, I don't know. Volume looks a little crazy. We do have a win. Already. So we have to forego the oh, it did move. Damn. We would have just killed it right now. Holy smokes. All right, so that's breaking above. And that is not what we were trying to do there. All right, now it's breaking through. What are we doing? All right, let's see how things go. How are things going? Like, what are we even doing today? You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know, man. We'll know. We're gonna do it though. You know why? Because God is good. God is good. All right. Can't trade the Hola. We have news at 7. These guys are back.
Negativism that came into the market, and we saw for the first time in weeks, we saw some almost panic selling there, and that made me my antennas went up there and went, ooh, some negative. This is the first time we've seen maybe a little bit of aggressive selling come in. And of course, then they, bounced it and went sideways to up the rest of the day. But it was the first time I felt like I really saw some negatory selling, and that may be the first chink in the armor of this market. We might. I'm really worried about Tesla's earnings this afternoon. I think that if it's as bad as they think it might be, we could see a gap down and some ugliness tomorrow.
That will be an interesting one, the Tesla earnings, for sure. You're right, actually, and I'm definitely gonna be keeping an eye on those later today. There's no doubt about that. Tesla's an odd one too, though. Like, Tesla is just those earnings, like they used to, I mean, geez, like 2-3 years ago, remember when the earnings were like crazy and it would just rocket up like 25%. The whole market would be in a frenzy. I don't know if it holds as much of that weight anymore, but it's still obviously one of the big guys. So definitely interesting.
Just wanna read out a comment from Pluvio, man. He goes, Sam, is that a green screen or just your premium mansion? Pluvio, man, of course, this is completely legit. Definitely not a green screen. So yeah, I can kind of reach out. See,
touch the
completely
wall.
Real. Completely real. I wonder if I hold my bottle, will it go? It's kind of green. Where's the camera?
It would be.
Do we have an emoji?
Yeah, it's definitely not. This is just a new futuristic bottle. It's basically half invisible. It's very cool. You should get these. They sell them on Amazon. Amazing stuff.
I'm looking for an emoji.
It'd be so funny.
A big slab of bologna.
Yeah.
Have you seen this amazing plant? Which
the invisible plant.
Visible plant.
Too good. Too good. Oh my gosh. It would be
I'm
so
just trying
funny
to
if
find
you
things
had
that green
somebody doing like a puppet, like a bird, like a puppet bird above your screen, like drop it down, like look at this real bird, and it's like a puppet.
I want
Oh
to see
my
what happens
gosh.
here, because one of the buttons are green. Oh yeah, look, watch this remote. You can see my face through. Oh no, you won't be able to see my face, but you can see the background through it. just on that one right there. Look at that.
It's
nice and invisible.
That's too good.
Incredible. Amazing.
Oh boy, too funny.
I should just wear a green outfit, like right to the neck, and then I'll just be a floating head, wouldn't I?
Like a green robe, yeah. Oh man.
Luckily, there's no green in the Hola Prime logo. Or we'd be screwed.
Yes. Rebranding would be required immediately. I love our colors. I love the old colors. Actually, I love them.
Oh, absolutely. It's nice and crisp. Eric Lake
Yeah.
says, guess what, coaches? I'm going to be on Hola Prime TV July 31st as a guest. That is incredible. I can't wait. Eric. Well done. Well
That's
done.
awesome.
I think we mentioned that yesterday in the
watching that.
chat. We mentioned that yesterday in the chat of potentially getting Eric on, Eric, Robert, some of the regulars on as a guest. That would be awesome. So I'm so glad the team reached out and have actually confirmed it. So amazing stuff. Can't wait.
The man, the myth, the legend is back. He's here. Coach
I
Eric.
apologize,
There he
gentlemen,
is.
but you guys have been doing great. You don't need to wait for me. You don't need to wait. But
No.
I've been listening
fine?
to a little bit.
Errol?
Yeah, everything's fine. Just
Good,
I had an alarm issue this morning.
No worries.
No
Yeah,
worries.
but anyway, we're here. We are here. Yeah, Eric Lake is
Awesome.
going to be a guest. I
Awesome.
think that's fantastic. Fantastic. Good for our users, our viewers. He's up 2,400
All right.
I know.
in less than 10 minutes.
Eric is smashing it.
He must be. He's pulling the Coach Troy, strategy.
Shorting it.
They're working out this morning. It looks like. Yeah. I don't know what was mentioned before I got on here, but man, Coach Sam, we're talking about what could happen in the overnight, and I said, could we see another melt up to retest the all-time high, right? And then, oh my God, it did almost what I thought. I put a thing in the Discord, a screenshot at 8:03 my time last night, which is 11:03 Eastern, and I had a little diagram, and it went almost, within 2 points of where I predicted, just a little over, and now it's just selling off again.
Yeah.
These overnight sessions have been quite active. Our U.S. sessions have been as well, but it's just amazing.
It
Absolutely.
is pretty cool to see the moves that occur in the overnight. The only part that stinks sometimes when the overnight session is a large move or there is a nice move is sometimes it can mute our New York session, because everybody's just like, all of a sudden you found this area where it's like, okay, now everybody's just comfortable, and then all of a sudden there's a boring session. But it doesn't happen often, but usually it's still fine. But yeah.
Exactly. You either get activity in one or the other, but it's rare for both.
I always think of the overnight session as the thief in the night.
That's a good way to look
That's
at
true.
Let's face it. I'm not. And I'm sure you guys are not gonna stay up all night trading. I just don't. I did that in my 30s, but I don't do that now. Now I got that golden 2.5 hours from 9:30 to noon, and if maybe I'll trade some in the late afternoon session, but you know, and if there's a giant move overnight or a giant either way up or down, I always kind of feel
Order
pissed
filled.
off because the thief took the, you know, it was the thief in the night that took the move. Right.
Right. Yeah.
All
So
right,
true.
we're in, folks. We are in.
I will
And we've
say
had not
the
really
over-
much
the
capital. I
overnight-
mean, we haven't much news.
No.
Sorry, Coach Paul.
And the overnight was a
It's
thief.
just-
Was a thief to me last night, Troy. I was in the quiet market session when I was trading.
Oh, I didn't
I
hear
got
about
long
the
in the
news.
ES at 63. Here, I'm going to pull up the ES actually real quick. But I got long in the ES at like 63.56 or 56.75 or
Here we go.
something. And then it was up. I was in the money like 6 or so points. I moved my stop up to break even because based on the trend, if it had gotten back to break even, the trend would have been broken. And I just wanted to be out at that point. Guess what? That happens. Reversal for the rest of the night up to to the all-time highs and the overnight highs.
We're in.
So literally,
We're
I
in.
got like
We're in
stopped
with their
out
funded.
like maybe 2 ticks. And I was within 2 ticks of not being stopped out, and then I would have made 20 points in the overnight session. But it happens, and just looking forward. That's why you see this 50 cent green in my PNL here. That's the scratch trade from last night. So
you got to round it up.
Yeah, it's hilarious for me. To
Existing
look at.
home sales from the U.S. is just coming out, and yeah, not much to write home about. Just slightly under consensus. Wow, 3.93 million.
Mm. Well, here we go.
Jumped in for a quick long.
Stop filled.
Let's go.
So if they want to pull up my screen, by all means. But I've jumped in really quick for a quick long. I'm just looking.
Dang, dude, we
Stop has
gotta
to be
take
super
profit
tight.
down here. Did you see we were
It
up
kind of went in my favor for a bit. Still, the buyers are struggling. Come on, push that up, push that up.
It came right
Buyers
to
coming in.
yesterday's top of distribution. Unbelievable.
Come on, buyers, come on. I'm getting out. They're getting absorbed. All right, not too bad. Little quick scalp in that area. So again, I'm looking at
you
these
should've stayed.
gaps. I should have, yeah, but at this time and right by market open, where the market's so crazy and the amount of sellers in the market going against them, I'm a bit. I'd rather be shorting the market, but I didn't. I mean, I did short the market earlier up here. I shorted it again. I didn't really hold it, but but this was before we were playing. We started a little late, so it was off screen. But then I shorted it here on this area, and now for it to come back into this gap, which is great for a quick long. And yeah, I'll just keep monitoring the market for potential. Oh, those buyers are coming in nicely now. Yeah, but is
good
there
scalp,
any
though.
other opportunity? Thank you.
Yeah, no,
it wasn't too
it's
bad.
a great scalp.
Yeah, agree.
I would love for the market to come back up again here, just around the point of control. In this gap here, I feel we could have a really nice short trade potential here. I prefer, out of the trades, the ones I prefer, I actually don't prefer the ones where you reject, because as I mentioned before for the viewers, there's 2 ways you can trade these kind of areas, these gaps. One, like how I just did now, like the market comes into it and then you buy into it, you basically like a rejection. Or the one I prefer is if it comes through, comes back into the other side and then continues. Those ones generally I prefer, because then you're going with the momentum of the trade. These ones you kind of have to go against the momentum of the current trend. which always makes it just a little bit more, you know, you can get a quick scalp, but it's hard to hold a trade like that. Because there's going to be a lot of
bit more granular
stuff happening. You know, a lot of buyers, sellers aren't going to be that quick just to give up, only because a few buyers came in. You know, there's
like it.
It's going to be a bit of a battle, and if it does go up, you know, you're going to see a bit of you know, movement. Like this, it might wick a little bit, and then eventually all the way up. And I really don't want to sit through all that kind of up and down, and it's not nice. It's not good for my heart. So it's not good for my blood pressure.
We were trading our funded account, but we did, and we're in a decent range right
so
now.
that's why I trade this where
not gonna trade
we had a gap and it broke through it, came back into it. This is the trade I like.
Pull up in volume.
That's the ideal setup. The only reason I didn't really hold that too well is just we literally just opened, and the market was crarazy. I mean, it was just like the numbers coming through. I got cold feet and I jumped out. I didn't. It's very hard to hold such a hectic market with so much volume rushing in. It's quite scary. So potentially though, if it breaks this area, I would definitely be looking at this setup. If we come through, I'm looking for a test on the other side, and then I can short the market, and I'll be much more comfortable doing that than buying into all this sell momentum at this moment in time.
Yeah, why does that differ actually?
Yeah, and interesting. The NASDAQ opened up above yesterday's value at 23 above 23,250, and just traded completely through the value low of 23,170. So, not sure if I like that. Kind of like Troy was saying. Maybe today is not a bullish day. We might have tech, lead lower a little bit today. I mean, I guess my downside target in the NASDAQ would be roughly 23,110, which is the low of that's the low of yesterday, as well as the low of the initial balance of the low of the initial balance. So
yeah,
that would be interesting to see.
It's almost like
before you.
Yeah.
Go on, carry on, guys.
Before
I'm
Daryl,
just going to read out a comment.
I was just going to say, before Daryl came in, I was saying yesterday morning, it was the first time in a long time I felt like there was some aggressive selling, and it felt like the tone of the market was starting to change in a negative way. And of course, I made a lot of money on the down move, but then I held it too long and it bounced, and I gave a good chunk of it back. But it was, like I said, it felt like there was a change in sentiment. At least I felt like the selling got aggressive to a level we hadn't seen before, or not in a while. And I'm wondering if that is, setting the stage for, a pullback here. Even though it didn't, it went down, and
I know what you're saying.
Later in the day, it bottomed out.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, we could share my screen. If we get the back end to switch over to Daryl's screen, I'll just kind of give you my 2 cents here.
Really quick,
just like you were saying, Troy.
I just really quickly want to answer a question from Pluvio Man. He asks, but it would be nice if you explain to us why you closed that early. What's the technical reasoning behind the decision? So Pluvio Man, the reason I closed that trade early was, I'm going against the momentum, right? It's clearly the sellers have got the market right now. They're really, quite aggressive. So that's number one. I'm going to be a lot more on heightened alert on any potential, selling happening. And then using order flow in the footprint, I saw absorption. I saw heavy buying come in right at the tip of this candle here. We had 110 contracts and then another 107 on the price above it, which is quite a large amount. But the market didn't really pop up, right? It kind of just sort of stayed there, and that was telling me there was absorption happening, right? So instantly kind of want to get out. Don't really want to be hanging around in a trade when you see absorption happening. So yeah, that's why I got out. Sorry about that, Daryl.
No, you're fine. No, totally fine.
Before the chat goes all crazy.
I think it's a very good point which you mentioned, Sam, and I really am impressed that the viewers are asking more, questions of why we're doing one thing or the other. That's how you're going to adopt your own style, figure things out, see what others are doing. It's crucial. So fantastic that Pluvio Man asked that. So what you were saying, Coach Troy, you're right. I mean, it was, to me, I looked at yesterday's sell-off. It was a rough day. Obviously, I lived through it and traded through it, but it brought back more normal market behavior, I guess you'd say. And after we made, this was Monday's
Order
session,
filled.
we double topped the all-time high, but we touched it like 3 or 4 times, if I recall. And then we sold off, right? And then yesterday we sold off further, only to kind of claw back. So as I was mentioning earlier, we kind of just grinded all the way up in the overnight to the all-time high, which is this green line here. And we pierced through it a few points. Now, when the U.S. Open, we've just been selling off. We come all the way down to the top of yesterday's range. And I'm not trying to get ahead of myself or read into this, but it's just interesting. It's almost like, the overnight is having their fun because they missed out on the sell-off. They're like, no, we're going to get back in, and we're either going to take our profit and get out near the top where we were trapped, and then it's like U.S. opens up and says, oh, that's cool. We're back up here, but we're going to go ahead now. We're going to sell off and, take profit as well. So it's just from a bigger auction standpoint, I just look at what happened in the last
let's get a sell-off, please.
16 hours here of just, an up and down. It's like it's just basically it was an up and a down. And now we'll see what we're going to do. It's just boom, and it was boom. I mean, that's what it was. And now we're coming back a little bit here. So that's about as macro as I get, as you guys know. I mean, I will look at the distributions that go out several weeks, maybe a month or two, just to get a flavor of where we are trend-wise. But I'm looking at intraday and just this really, really rip. I mean, and one more thing before I get into most likely taking a trade here is, what do we see for the last several sessions? We have seen yesterday we opened up. We didn't have much of a swing high. I think we had a point on the swing high, and it was just all swing low action going down.
Here we go, baby.
Today, we opened up at all-time highs again. We come up just a bit, and we come all the way down. So it's just almost, it's just 180-degree behavior.
Let's go.
These open sessions. It's been interesting to watch. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm just observing at this point.
I'll take it.
Yeah. And so we're coming up here, like how Sam, you were saying, it may be more of a sell-off.
Do you know how close we are to passing?
Yeah.
Crazy.
VWAP. We almost came up to VWAP, but we're kind of rolling down, and now are we going to stay around the bottom and form a distribution? I don't know. But man, that was a lot. That was a lot of a flurry of profit taking for a while.
We're just in here doing our thing.
And then the NASDAQ is really trying to defend this 23,150 area. It has been for the last 12, 13 minutes. It is just trying to flat bottom this 23,150 area, and it looks like sellers are trying to push through, but I don't know if they're going to be successful. It looks like everything is starting to turn down. The Dow has just kind of curled over. Obviously, the S&P is following suit.
Yeah. Again, we got this consolidation. We always have that. After market open, you get the craziness where the market just does what it does, and then it kind of calms down a bit, consolidates as everyone tries to regroup, figure out what the hell is going on. It's a bit of a battle goes on, a bit of accumulation, and then eventually another move presents itself. But it's the same cycle every day, and that's the beauty of it as well. You kind of know what to expect, you know, every trading day, unless there's like scheduled news around this time that could affect it. Otherwise, it's the same thing every day.
So I'm just marking up the IBs now. I didn't want to put too many lines on the screen. And, yeah, so because in 15 minutes we'll have the initial balances set, and then we've got a bit of a range though if we're going to get back up to the top, and we're obviously closer to the downside. So we'll see if the initial balance low gets taken out or not. It took a while yesterday for both, but they both got taken. That's kind of what I'm seeing. We're just coming back down, though.
Yeah.
Stop filled.
Dang it.
22375.
I may make these lines a little thicker so that you guys can see it better.
I did just quickly get short one. I'm going to probably get short 2 contracts on the Dow, the micro Dow, if I get the opportunity.
Go ahead and take
here.
It while I mess with mine.
Yeah.
Because I'm not ready to get in yet.
See if we can't curl over down to the bottom, just like we were seeing with the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. But
back end, can you pull up Paul's screen, please? There we go. Go on, Paul.
No, yeah, this is simply just trying to play momentum here. We broke down below VWAP on my continuous VWAP that I have on a different chart here, which is at 884. So essentially where we're about to be testing. So I might get short one more contract here. And my stop is pretty close here. I'm only like, I'm not even, I'm not many ticks away. I'm like 20 ticks away essentially. So nothing crazy. But yeah, let's see what happens.
Nice.
It was a relatively like an engulfing candle of sorts that occurred on the 5-minute in the Dow. So might get me here though. I think I might get into one more, and then I'm going to get into, one more here and keep the same stop that I had at 44,896.
Right. Got that situated.
With an average of 44,875. That's my average with two micros here, and see if we can't get down into the 44,840 area. That's what I'm going to be targeting.
You know, Coach Paul, Sam and I were chatting yesterday at the in the end of this day about how he was considering going in and trading the YM as well. He was interested in the Dow.
Oh yeah, forgot about that.
Right? I don't know if today's a good day, but yeah, I was surprised you said that, but it's pretty cool.
You know what?
Hey,
it's something I've never traded before.
Me neither.
Yeah.
We thought we were.
I don't know if I'll like it. I might fall in love with it. I might actually really like the Dow. I've never truly traded it, so it's well worth actually having a look. Because I've always been ES, and then NQ I dabbled with, and I actually really like the NQ lately. Why not give the Dow a shot? You know, might surprise me.
You never know. Yeah. It was during the wrap-up
Looks
session
like-
we were going over it.
Yeah, no, it looks like the Dow wants to reverse here, but the NASDAQ,
Yeah,
the NASDAQ and the S&P are trying to curl back over after that little jump that they both had. So I might get stopped out here. We're a few ticks away. Is it going to happen? Yeah, I just got stopped out. That's fine. I'm going to look for, look in the MES again.
Which is strange because the NQ, I would say, is definitely more bearish. I mean, it's pushed down quite a bit in the last 3 minutes. So,
yeah.
Talking about the Dow, there's a index or a market statistic. I think it's called a ticky, which is the net tick of the Dow 30. And that if you're going to trade the index, you want to watch that ticky number, because it's sort of like the New York tick. When you see it go to an extreme of 1,000, you know that you're getting close to a reversal. It gets that extreme selling or extreme plus or minus 1,000 is kind of the generally accepted area of possible overbought or oversold. But the ticky is very interesting because the Dow goes more extreme quicker than some of the other, the NASDAQ, the S&P, because there's only 30 stocks, right? So whenever that thing gets to 28 or 29, man, you're like 28 out of 30 are down or up. It's extreme. And so it's actually kind of fun to trade because you can kind of use the ticky as okay, I need to get out because I'm maxing out all 30 or plus, or all 30 or negative, and it's really, really going down, right? It's kind of interesting because you don't have that aggregation of the 100 stocks in the NASDAQ or the 500 in the S&P, and the S&P, it's got airlines, healthcare, technology. It's got every imaginable sector, so it gets more of this kind of diversification effect. Whereas the Dow is so small with only 30 companies in it, that ticky really can help you with momentum, showing momentum. So that would be my tip if you are going to trade the Dow, because I think the tick is more important on the smaller the universe is versus like the tick of the S&P. S&P you have to really, really get extreme. Would you agree, Daryl?
Yeah, no, I do completely agree with you on that. There's more room for error, if you will, in a NASDAQ or an S&P, right? Because that's why I don't care about getting such precision on my entries. I just want to get in an area. And then I keep a wider stop and I let it develop, because when I used to get very, very, try to get exact, and it hurt me. It wasn't the way I like to be in generally, just, as a person. So when it's like, I got to trade more like that. And that's kind of how I can sit and relax through these trades, because I don't have to get the exact entry. What is an exact entry anyway? It's such an arbitrary thing. There's too many random factors at play in any of these markets for anyone to say, I know exactly where I need to be precisely, and this is an exact entry. To me, there's no such thing. But like you said, Coach Troy, yes, the less, in the Dow, you got 30 components really moving that thing. So the less you get, more whipsaw, right? When there's a reaction.
I do follow the tick for the NYSE, but the ticky I need to look into, because I was not aware of the ticky, and I need to see if my other platform offers that. Thank you, Troy. I appreciate that.
The other thing that I just want to mention, I think everything works at some point in every market. So like, how Coach Paul, you've been kind of looking at gold lately. You've been looking at the Dow. Maybe, these peaky all-time high markets, it's been kind of good for you. but what's it going to be in 3 months or 6 months or something, right? If the market changes a little, we may find that it's not something you want to trade, right? It's just, it is good for you for whatever reason right now. But it doesn't mean it's always going to be that way. Just like the S&P is not always going to be a certain way. We've been having a lot of activity in the overnight, which does happen. I've seen it in many instances where we'll go through big phases where the crazy thing right now is we're having a lot of range in the overnight and the US session, but I've seen it where it's either one or the other. We can have a lot of range in an overnight, and it's almost like, boy, I wish I traded the overnight. You get to the US session and the ES, and it just sits and rotates around 10 or 12 points the entire day. Right. So, markets do change, and just like different times of the day, there's different market behavior at play during parts of the year, parts of what's going on in the economy.
I agree.
Just to expand on the tick idea for the viewers out there, what is the New York tick? Paul mentioned it a minute ago. It's really a fascinating tool because it's giving us when the bid or the offer go up or down on a given stock. But here's the key: the bid can go up or the offer can go up, and the tick or the ticky will change, but a price hasn't printed yet. So it's actually a leading indicator. When the bid or the offer go up, it adds one. So, every stock gets a +1 or a -1. It's either adding or subtracting at any given time. And if it pops up to a +1, but the trade hasn't happened yet, you're getting a very slight advantage. You're seeing, the offers are lifting. The offers are lifting, and then price comes in, and you see the price bounce on the chart. So it's actually a leading indicator before price even happens. So it's really a cool indicator. The problem is it's, I don't know how, it's the entire New York stock. So you wonder how good the data actually is. That being said, the concept is really good because it's a true leading index. The offer has to move up before price can hit it, right? So it is one of the true leading indicators.
Yeah.
Well said.
It's
I like
what
that.
we call.
I just got short.
It's what we. Okay, nice.
Sorry. What? Yeah, I just got short. The ES.
It's
it came up to VWAP. We could switch over. I'll explain my. Thank you.
Yeah. Can the back end?
Yeah, we're there. I gotta find my pointer. Where's my pointer? Where's my pointer at? I left it somewhere. Where is it? Sorry, guys. Now we're definitely in outer space here. There we go. Oh my God. Look at the size of that thing. It's the sun. It's the sun right now. Sorry, folks. Let me just get up here. Go back to automatic. Okay.
How do you get this point?
Yeah, I got in short. No idea. I just made a circle. And it doesn't always
drag that around.
Yeah, I just drag it around. I think it's helpful for you guys too. It's hard to see the little crosshair, right?
Yeah,
it's hard. Okay, so let me go back out. I want to go back out to. I'm moving my. This is a 1 minute candle. Oh my God! Sorry, I apologize, guys. I'm having such a difficult time with this.
Interesting that we see something different here.
What is going on?
Wait, no, we see that.
Let me go back over. So I just move into the open candle. Now I got to spread it out. Hold tight. Oh my Lord, what in the world is going on with me? I had it, and then the pointer changed everything. We'll get there. I don't know why. I'm having a hard time.
Seems kind of up pushy.
Well, anyway, this is our low volume.
Anyways, we're getting ready to close up shop
and
here.
VWAP is right here, and obviously this is Point of
Now
control is
we
the
get
pink.
another move
The
in
yellow
a-
dash
in a
line right down where I'm
direction
at is
that
the
we
initial balance low
get
or
some
the
profit
low of the
on.
day. And this yellow is
Let's
our initial
just
balance high,
take a look
high
here.
of the day. And in 2 minutes,
What
they're
are we
both going to be
thinking?
set.
What are we
Um,
seeing?
but we had the sell off coming down. We came down obviously to where the IB low is because that defines the IB low currently. And we came up obviously a bit. I was looking for it to come up into low volume, and I was watching the energy behind it, but it looked like it was softening. So I thought, okay, we're going to come back down, maybe retest point of control. And if I'm lucky, we'll come down even here. So I've got my take profit below the low of day, and it hasn't done much, but I gotta open this up more. I don't know what the heck's going on with my cam. Why in the world is it doing this to me? Anyway, we're basically trading at my entry. So I just wanted to point out why I got in. That's why I got in. Short.
Nice.
It looked better than it is right here. I don't know why it looks so
Okay,
crappy.
Okay, so it's breaking through. It broke through.
I was going to mention earlier that when Troy's explaining tick very well, and anybody that like essentially just something that I think that is a very important tool to learn and get a grasp of in general is just market internal, like what we would call market internals. So tick being one of those, and then another being like advanced decline line analysis. I'm sure Troy is great at explaining these market internals. Basically, the advanced decline line summarizes for you in a way the breadth of the market, or like pressure to the upside or downside. So yeah, I would recommend kind of doing some research on those, looking at the charts, like maybe a 5 minute, or I would say like 5 minute versions of those charts on a daily basis, and just to get an understanding, like Troy was saying, because a lot of them they're leading indicators, and they're quick moving, so you definitely have to keep your eye on them. But very, very important, and a lot of traders, a lot of very successful traders do keep their eyes on the market internals to just gauge sentiment in general for the day.
So now it's starting to come down a little bit here. If I go back, we'll get the point of control reflected.
No.
I don't know what I did wrong. I'm showing a 1 minute chart, so there's not much here from the open, but I had it where it was filled up most of this. You could see it. I don't know why.
That is completely the wrong direction.
Wow.
Eric Lake asks, now I have to decide, do I do the beard or the goatee? Help anyone. I'm more of a beard guy than a goatee guy, I would say. But I don't know. I think
depends on your face shape.
Goatee. Yeah.
I used to have a goatee in the late 90s. I had a goatee. I mean, I had a mustache too.
Daryl goatee.
I was rocking.
Paul beard. Troy definitely goatee. I can see you. I can see you with a goatee, 100%.
I think what Eric needs to do is grow out a
6
beard.
6 months to grow one,
and we'll make it a year, so a full year, or you just don't shave it until you make, $100,000 in payouts or something. Just grow it. I could grow a beard quickly. I mean, but I look like Santa Claus. It's so white. But I could be a full beard in a week. Yeah.
Daryl, you're gonna have to do that for around Christmas time.
I've got pictures. I got pictures, man. I got pictures during COVID where I let it grow out for 6 months, and my wife hated it, but I grew it out. I mean, my ethnicity, my mother's got Irish, Scottish, and my father's got Polish on him, right? So I got that Eastern European, Northern European, and my mother,
supposed to have,
genetically, she was like full gray at like 20 years of age or something, she said. So she's been dyeing her hair ever since, like she was in nursing school and stuff. So I got that in me. It just go gray early.
Fair play. Around Christmas time, Daryl, you're gonna have to promise us that you'll grow your beard out.
All right,
You'll wear a
we got
Santa hat.
stopped out right there.
I'll do
I
it.
mean,
I'll do
I
it.
have a Santa
I'll
hat.
do it.
Don't ask me
I'll
why.
definitely do it.
I literally have.
And then when my wife complains,
it's
I'll
not
say I'm
Christmas
doing it
time.
for the company. Look
And
at
then the
this.
big-
How did you
big
happen to
white
have that
beard.
right there?
You don't carry a Santa hat around you at all times. It's like a necessary thing. I don't leave the house with.
I
without
think
it.
I think you do double duty as elf on a shelf or something, Sam. You're ready to rock, man.
That is wild that you
pop
have that
into
just
different
so
houses.
near you.
I know.
Order filled.
It's sitting there.
We
I
have to
did
do
a
some
video
elf references now.
For Ola, we had like a Christmas sale back in December, and I literally had to get a Santa hat, and it's still just sitting there. That's why. So.
Yeah, I guess that's the. I mean, I don't mind why you have one. It's just why you have it right there at your desk is funny. You pull it right out. It's like, where did that come from? That is so funny. So random.
Oh, come on.
It's in a box. It's in a box with other Ola Prime hats. And...
Gotcha.
So
good.
back to trading. Paul was talking. Paul was talking about.
I'm still in my short.
the
My
market.
short's working out.
Good, that's good. The market internals, I wanted to kind of touch on his comment about market internals and why the market internals are important. And it may not be so much in futures trading, but it is definitely a key in stock trading. Remember that
Maybe I
all
was only
boats
something
rise
for
with the
long.
tide.
I don't know.
All boats
Correct.
rise and fall with the tide. So if you know the market internals, you can sort of gauge if the tide's going up or if the tide's going down. And remember that you can have a fantastic stock that might go to the moon, but it's going to rise and fall with the tide. So that's why the market internals are super important, is that you can sense and learn to read what the market's doing, because even if you have the best stock in the world, it may not go up if the market's going down.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
not to change the
great...
subject from Santa Claus hats, okay?
No, great explanation. Like seriously, that's such a good, easy thing to remember too for people. I think like it's like the tide changing, learning how to see the tide changing while it's happening, and have a little bit of a bias because of those internals. Like that makes a ton of sense.
All right, here's my contribution to the Santa Claus, right?
Oh wow!
There we go.
A jester.
It's like a jester
A
hat.
freaking court jester. Oh my lord!
All right, if we're playing the hat game, I'm just gonna say if we're playing the hat game.
Oh no! I don't want to know what else is in his box, guys. We may get a little personal.
Guys,
We get ugly.
I'm off to work. I'm off to work. I'm gonna build a site. I'm gonna be at
Wreck-It Ralph.
Dude, oh, that's so good.
Dude.
Oh my god.
Hey, Troy, doesn't he remind you of?
Yeah,
I don't know what.
You could be in a Devo video, man. From dude, oh my god, that's hilarious.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Is that
Devo or YMCA?
Basically
the
yes.
construction.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Village people, the village
exactly.
people.
That's right.
That's the first thing
funny.
I thought.
My god.
Right.
I don't have a policeman hat.
Oh,
That's
I don't
love
Troy.
this.
Troy the sheriff.
All I have in
We're
my
hoping.
near
We're
vicinity
hoping.
is a financial calculator.
Yeah, I don't have
I
anything.
don't have
I have
any,
stuff, but I don't have it near me. All right. Anyway, there's my little
Also got a
guy.
little ukulele here for some reason, just in case.
Hey, you know what? It's Christmas in July, so why
Oh, I
not?
was looking at
We
over
should talk
here,
about
sorry.
Santa.
Different screen
Yes.
on the 3-minute.
All right, so I'm gonna move my. I'm finally gonna move my stop,
We had
which was
some bearish.
for me it was a pretty tight stop, like 3 points. I'm gonna move it to break even or so. I'm still in the trade. I'm in a couple $100 so far, and again, I'm just kind of holding to see if we get down to. At this point, we tagged the initial balance low because we are beyond the first hour. And I have a statistic. I try to talk about this every day because it's just something that I've built an edge toward. I have a statistic that's definitely in the 90% probability range that during the US session, either one or both, the initial balance high or the initial balance low will get tagged or traded through. So we're below the mid. We're right at point of control, but we're obviously at the lower edge of this distribution. So it makes sense that I'm gunning for the initial balance low. Doesn't mean it'll get here. We get to rip up and we can do the initial balance high first, if anything, but anything's possible. But that's what I'm kind of holding my trade for. Not only am I holding it for the low of day, it just happens to coincide with the initial balance low where I've got a target statistic.
I'll tell you what, if Daryl bought Bitcoin back when it was like a couple of pennies, he'd still be holding it today. The man is a master at holding.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. I would have sold about real estate and other stuff along the way. No, I would have. You know what I would have done? I would have wasted it. I would have wasted it all on a pizza from London. Wasn't that was the first transaction or something, right? I think it was a pizza and actually in London. Right. Yeah.
That's painful. There's also a guy here. He's quite his story keeps hitting the news. He had an old hard drive worth about 300 million in Bitcoin or so in it, and he threw it away. And it's in a trash heap. It's in like a landfill basically. But the council own that landfill, and they're not giving him any permission to get in and search for it. And so there's basically 300 million sitting in that landfill somewhere in a hard drive. And yeah, he can't have any access to it. I mean, that must hurt knowing it's there, but you can't.
Yeah, there's a similar story to that here. I remember, I'm sure there's stories like this everywhere, but there was something in the news, I want to say a year or so ago, somewhere in Southern California. Some guy had his treasure wallet or something. It was on his hard wallet, but it accidentally got in the trash. He called the sanitation company to find where the trash truck went to which landfill, and they gave him like, I don't know, maybe access to it. He's in there trying to go through all this trash that these bulldozers and things are piling down. They're spraying it with water. They're getting it compacted. Finally, the police had to intervene and kick him out, and he was trying to. I mean, how are you going to find it? It's like a needle in a haystack at that point. But yeah, that's the downfall with decentralization, right? There's no backup for it. It's part of the anonymity of it. That's good, but
Eric read that story as well. He said he wants to buy the landfill. Yeah, he probably his next move, to be honest.
Could you imagine what you would find? Could you imagine, Eric, what we would find in just in general with just all kinds of stuff in these landfills?
Well, that
order
landfill
filled
became $300 million more valuable, I guess. So, or however much $1 million more valuable.
Unrealized gains.
Like everybody knows
keep those 10,
that the hard drive sitting
mi-
in that
10
landfill
micro
somewhere
stop
with
losses
300 million of
tight, I
Bitcoin
think.
in it.
I think
Okay, anyone who
that's what we
finds it,
would.
it might be useless to them because they don't have the passkeys. He does.
If we lose one more trade
But-
on this,
I'm surprised people just haven't broken in and just started searching. Because if you find that,
we just occasionally
and
like to do it.
you go back to the owner and you say, look, okay, I'll give you the hard drive, but you're gonna have to give me 100 million. He's of course he's gonna be like, yeah. You found his hard drive. So I'm surprised more people just haven't completely disregarded a fence essentially blocking people from entering and just started digging with shovels and trying to find this damn hard drive.
I agree, man.
So I got just taken out right there. My stop got hit for a $22 profit.
Nice.
So this is the risk I take by waiting, because I could have, I think in my trade, I think I got down here maybe 58-ish. somewhere below point of control, and I could have closed out, but at that point I was already, at least a scratch locked in. So I moved my stop, and I was just willing to let it play out. Because to me, we're only past the first hour. There's going to be a lot of trading left today. I know how I trade, so the move didn't work out exactly, but I didn't get hurt either. So
this time,
no harm, no foul.
Stace Trade says he worked for a miner company, and they gave away Bitcoin when it was 11 cents. But sadly, he did not get any because he was a new hire. Oh, that reminds me of actually. I remember when I was like in college. We say college here in the UK, not university, but it's like the 2 years before you go to university. We call it college. So I was like 16, 17. I remember I used to like building websites and doing stuff like that. And I was part of all these like random forums for like other geeks who like to build websites. And I don't know, there was this hosting company or something, and they were doing something with Bitcoin, and they were basically kind of giving away Bitcoin because it was worth like nothing. And I thought it was a complete gimmick. And I remember having a few. I don't know where it was stored. It was stored like in this account. It wasn't like a wallet or anything like that at the time. So God knows whatever happened to it. I mean, I can't even remember the website. I can't remember anything. But yeah, technically I had a few Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure though, whenever it hit a certain value, that website just stole everyone's Bitcoins they gave away in their little little site. They probably just took it all back. So I don't think I ever truly owned it. But
that's crazy. That is crazy. I think what Stace Trades is, I think he means maybe a Bitcoin mining company. I would think. I don't know if he means Bitcoin physical mine. Right, a Bitcoin miner, right, where you have all the.
All right, I think that's it. We do have to go. All the love. We don't know.
That is nuts.
Peace. We're gonna get out of here.
Yeah. I mean, that's a cool story. I mean, it's just like it's cool to have the people in this community that are like have unique stories like that too. It's like it's just cool to be able to meet anybody that's like, I work for a mining company. It's like that's. Never met anybody that has worked for a mining company. That's really cool. So
no, definitely not.
The moolah. We make some moolah.
Where's
and
my
then
Santa?
We just continue on.
What did I do with my Santa?
In our journey.
I had it. I got it stretched. I got the charts stretched out where you could see more. But where the heck? There we go. Oh my God, way over here.
Oh, there he is.
Talk about outer space. Talk about the far right edge.
Out here.
My God, the
North
bleeding
Pole.
edge. Yeah. The East Pole in this case. It was far east.
That's about it.
Holy hell.
When this trade works out.
Holy hell. No, if I do that, I know it's gonna happen. I'm gonna lose it. I gotta keep it. I gotta keep. I figured
stop
it out.
loss.
Growing pains. Okay. Get back to
We
auto.
are seeing some
Nice.
negative
And then what I can do
volume here
is
rising.
I'm talking to myself. I feel like I'm Sam in a trade. I'm just talking to myself. It's like,
Well,
come
at
on,
least you're
buyers,
not
come on,
talking
buyers,
dirty
go.
to the-
Buyers are coming in. Buyers are coming in. Sellers are coming in. Blah, 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 blah.
Anyways,
Let me put on my hat. Let me put my Santa hat on.
It's the right way to do it.
All right. 6:30. The only reason I'm trying to get right to where the U.S. opened because I want to be able to show